The Neve BCM10, somewhere around 1970. It's a broadcast mixer. It was made mostly for, I believe, remote broadcasts for, any television or radio, I would assume at the time.
It's a very simple mixer. It can hold 10 series style Neve mic preamp EQ modules. So like 1073s, 1066, 1084s. There's no onboard compressors. It's just stereo channels, group 1, group 2, that's what they're called. Yeah, it's just some talkback functionality in rev and Q sense.
Well, this particular BCM10 had seen some hard years, but and not too unusual for a desk of its age at this point. But it was definitely in rougher shape and definitely gave us some pause.
It was missing some modules. The panels were severely scuffed up. The woodwork was very damaged, and but our client wanted premium servicing, so we had to do a lot of work with it. We had to strip this monitor panel completely and repaint it and re-silkscreen everything. I had to source an original 1276 and a 1446 module, which is the console loudspeaker module and the oscillator respectively. Those were missing since the original owner had 2 BCM10s and the main BCM10 was had those modules already.
Nick Wazik, who did a lot of the work on it, he recapped all the modules, did a lot of the cleaning on the desk, made sure things were in basic service shape. Cedric Yee and myself, we went through and did a lot of the troubleshooting on the desk to make sure that or to figure out the modifications, figure out what was needed to stay and what we could return to stock, and then to go through each of the modules so that they weren't just like working, but that they performed up to or exceeded the original Neve specifications of the era. So we would go through and then test everything, test every module for THD, noise floor, frequency response, anything like that, just to make sure there was no anomalies, and then repair anything that was off, and do cosmetic repairs while we were doing that to bring it up to its, newer, somewhat shinier state. I mean, the vintage Neves do sound different than most of the modern desks nowadays. There's some newer reissues and newer designs that sound fantastic, but the Neves do have a certain thing. They have a lower mid-range sound that really just fills up a mix in a certain way that's really nice. And they always sound fantastic putting multiple things through them, summing through them and using them as a mixer. There's a certain thing, I can't really tell you what that is because it's like an X factor or something unknown, but it does have a sound and it imparts that sound on your record.